Hey everybody! Hope you guys have had a great week. I obviously look a little different. Spring break is coming up for me, and that also means midterms. So I have been very busy, also still sort of, recovering from being sick. It was not fun, to say the least. But today's video is going to be another Fallout related video because I got a lot of great comments on my previous one about some New Vegas cut content. This one's another one of my sort of character deep dive sort of videos. Basically looking at one individual character and exploring them, some trivia about them, things like that. We're going to be going over Mr. New Vegas, who is a radio personality within Fallout New Vegas. And I think he's very interesting because I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite things about Fallout is the way that the world responds to your actions. And one of the ways they show that off is through the radio. You'll have the various radio hosts, whether it's Fallout 4, 3, New Vegas, even 76 to an extent, will react to what your character does. And I think Mr. New Vegas does it in a very interesting way because whereas in Fallout 3, Three Dog knows who you are. He knows your dad. He knows basically everything about you. He refers to you as the kid from Vault 101. But in New Vegas, he doesn't know you. He has no personal connection. He's just reporting the news, and it makes it feel a lot more impactful. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So a little fact that not many people actually know, and I know I was a little surprised to learn it when I first found out about it, is that Mr. New Vegas is actually an AI. He's an AI designed by Mr. House to, host his radio show. And it's a job that he's continued to do even after the Great War. In a blog post before Fallout New Vegas released, Bethesda referred to Mr. New Vegas as literally just a voice created by Mr. House. Our first little fun fact that also ties into what Mr. New Vegas' origin could be is that he's voiced by Wayne Newton, the real-life Mr. Las Vegas. He has a very, very iconic voice, and he's basically, if you love Vegas in any way, you know exactly who he is. He was quoted in the same article saying that he's the voice of a DJ who was programmed centuries earlier. And an interesting thing is when they approached him about voicing this character, he thought it was so interesting that his voice would still be associated with Las Vegas centuries after the entire world fell. And that's what really attracted him to playing the role of Mr. New Vegas. The other interesting thing is there's sort of a back and forth debate on if Mr. New Vegas is a fully generated voice, like he's just fully fake, or is Wayne Newton in the Fallout timeline, was his voice purchased basically by Mr. House to be used as an AI radio host. And we know this is a thing that happens within the Fallout universe because of the Fallout TV show. The voice of the Mr. Hand robots talks about being paid a one-time fee for them to use his voice for as much as they want, which is also becoming sort of an eerily real thing that's happening with so many games such as the finals purchasing the rights to use actors' voices, and I believe they get some sort of kickback from when they need new lines, but either way they're not getting paid nearly as much as they would if they were actually in the booth recording lines. And I think it's interesting that Fallout kind of hit that on the head very early, and then the Fallout show of course tapped on it now, as a society when we have generative AI running rampant in almost all of our media. Hell, even the Fallout show got in trouble because they used AI in one of their promotional posters. We're going to go into some of the trivia about Mr. New Vegas and some of the references, as well as some fun facts about him. In one of Mr. New Vegas' intros, he actually references Wayne Newton's real-life song, Comin' On Too Strong. Another fun reference is sometimes Mr. New Vegas will say, "You're nobody till somebody loves you, and that somebody is me. I love you." Which is a reference to You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You by Dean Martin. Mr. New Vegas also makes plenty of references to Elvis Presley, such as when talking about tensions in Freeside, he says, "Tensions are brewing in Freeside between the ruling gang known as the Kings and a large number of NCR squatters seeking refuge there. The leader of the Kings, who would only identify himself as the King, voiced his displeasure, calling NCR citizens, quote, the devil in disguise." He added, he didn't want to see any NCR in the ghetto and called for a mass, quote, return to sender. This is obviously a reference to various Elvis Presley songs, such as Devil in Disguise and Return to Sender. I think it's funny to have these sorts of references, and also because he's an AI, and this AI existed before the war, knows that Elvis Presley is a real guy and not some mythical figure like the Kings make him out to be. I wonder if some of these lines and some of these jokes that he's making are intentional, almost making sort of a joke to anyone else who knows the real history of these people, because he kind of almost thinks it's funny that you've got this group worshiping Elvis Presley when he was just a guy. While most of Mr. New Vegas's references are very time appropriate to artists like Dean Martin and Elvis Presley, there's other references that are found when the player uses the Wild Wasteland trait that are a bit more contemporary. Mr. New Vegas sometimes says the line, "Mojave, mo problems." Am I right, folks? This is a reference to rap artist Notorious B.I.G.'s song, "Mo Money, Mo Problems." He will also occasionally say, "Stay classy, New Vegas," and this is a reference to the film Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Some brief bugs related to Mr. New Vegas that sometimes he'll get cut off by music, or vice versa, he'll start talking in the middle of a song. On Xbox 360, sometimes Mr. New Vegas's voice was the only thing audible on the radio, and songs just wouldn't play. And that's pretty much it. This is a quicker video. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go home for spring break, and I'm also doing midterms, so I'm a busy guy this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a good morning or evening or, whatever.